Hi everyone, it's Anne Marie from Scrapdoll7 Creations, and today I wanted to come on and share two cards I made for today's Saturday Morning Makes, hosted by Jill Norwood, okay? So I made two gingerbread Christmas cards. Let me get started by sharing what I made for both cards, okay? All right, so for the papers, for one card, I used a piece of this red gingham paper. This is from the Simple Vintage Rustic Christmas by Simple Stories. Okay, so it's, it's gingham on one side, and then it has like, all these different things on the back. But I used the gingham. I also used some red glitter paper from Crafter's Companion. And I had to, I'm looking at my stash and I'm like, I gotta order some more glitter paper because I'm like, especially red and green. Red, green, gold. I gotta order some more because I'm getting really low. I was happy I found this, this piece. So, but anyway, I used those two for one card. And then for the other card, I used a piece from this Christmas cabin. This is from Recollections that I got at Michael's, and I've had this for a few years. So this is, I think, a few years old. But I used this piece, this plaid. Okay, and then I also used some mirror paper from Crafter's Companion. Some red mirror paper, which I don't have any left of what I was using. So I used that, okay, from this collection, all right? Okay, so that's that. Okay, now for the images, I used the middle-sized and the smallest gingerbread die from this Peachy Keen Stamps Open Ginger Dies and Frosting Hair Die. Okay, and there's the item number there, PKSD 011. Okay, so yeah, so I used this little guy, and then I used the medium size guy here. And then I just used the coordinating hair pieces. Okay, so I used that. I used this jar from the Ellen Tina Cutting Dies Classic Collection. And I had gotten this from my, when we have a local scrapbook convention. I think I got this a few years ago when they came. But it's a jar, and I only used the outside part of the die and the lid. I didn't use the inside that has, like, it looks like, like jelly or jam or, whatever's in there. So I just used the outside die for that. Okay, so that's that. I also used the Peachy Keen Urkel and Merkel face assortment. Okay, so I used the one for the boy and the one for the girl. These are cute faces. And I used like one of these medium size, and then I used one of the smaller ones for the little guys. Okay. Yeah, so I used that. And then, okay, so then I just used some embellishments for the corners of my card. So I used some snowflakes from this Jolie's boutique. I used some gold poinsettias that I got from Hobby Lobby. So I used that. I used some red ones. Okay. Then I used some poinsettia flowers from this collection. Again, I got it from Hobby Lobby. Okay, and they always come out with these poinsettia flowers. They're, every year they come out with the same ones, so you can, you'd be able to find them now. And I also used 2 sentiments from this Merry Christmas sticker set, also from Hobby Lobby. So I used 2 of those for the sentiments. I also used some of this lace, which I also got from Hobby Lobby. Okay, and I put, oh well. I also put that on the middle of my card. Okay, and then I also used some bows. I have this big jar of bows that I got. Most of these bows I had gotten from Joann's. So they're all different colors. I used a red one for one of my gingerbread boys. Okay, but there's all different kinds in here. And then I also used some smaller bows that I don't have. I had to cut them down because they were a little too big. For the one, for the one gingerbread girl. They're skinnier ones, which I believe I think I had gotten at Hobby Lobby too. So that's that, and I think that's it. Okay, so, and then I also used some candy canes from Hobby Lobby. This little gingerbread guy is in a cabochon that I had bought from Amazon. Well, let's take a look at the card. All right, let's just get to the cards. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, so this is the one I used the red and white gingham paper. And then I used the red glitter behind it. Okay, so, and I used some white glitter paper to make the hair for the gingerbread people. Okay, I also used my white gel pen to make the stitching all the way around the gingerbreads. So this is a jelly roll pen. Okay, so I use that. And then I used some real pretty white eyelet lace to go around the edge of the card. Okay. Yeah, so I just kind of, for this one, I used the little boy gingerbread, and then I just kind of spread these guys out inside the jar. They're just kind of hanging out. Okay. That tiny little bow die I used for the girl's hair, I had gotten from some other gingerbread die set, so I just kind of used that. I put it back already, but yeah. So that's the front of that card. And then the inside, I just layered the papers. I put some more of that lace on the bottom, and then I just have that white piece there to, put a sentiment, which I'll do at a later time. Okay. Yeah. Right? Oh, and I also I had these big red bows. Hobby Lobby used to sell those, and they don't sell them anymore, which I'm really upset about. But luckily, I mean, I have a lot, to last me a while, but I just love those big red bows, I wish they carried them, but they discontinued carrying them. Which I'm so mad about. Yeah, but that's the first card. Okay, and then the second card is very similar. Okay, all right, so this one, I used that other plaid paper, and then I used some red mirror paper for the background. Okay, and this time I just put these guys like in a straight line, holding hands. I did go around the gingerbreads with my my tea-dyed Tim Holtz tea-dye distress ink. So I did do that to make them look like they were, they had been in the oven, and they got a little brown, when they're cooking. Yeah, so here is my cluster of poinsettia flowers, and I put like the 2 little candy canes there. like the other card. For this one, I put a little candy mint for the middle of the bow instead of the gingerbread. So I put that there. Okay, and then again, I went around with my Jelly Roll pen and did the stitching. Okay. And then I just put like I said, I had these skinnier bows, but I had to cut them down so they would fit her little ponytails. Yeah. So I thought that came out pretty cute. And then the inside, again, I just layered it with, you know, the papers. And just left it blank to put a sentiment later. Okay. Yeah. I'll put those up like that. Okay. All right. So those are my two cards for this week's Saturday Morning Makes. Thanks for coming by, you guys. You know, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Which card do you like the best? You know, whatever. So, all right. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.